Hello SEMO, welcome to Hawks Nest. I'm Tryston Duby, joined by my friends Kyler Messenger and Foust. Today we're going to take a look at the SEMO gymnastics and baseball teams, but before we get to that, we're going to take a look at the OVC tournament layout as it stands and SEMO's path to a regular season championship and an NCAA tournament berth. All that and more coming up here on Hawks Nest. Let's get right into it, guys. The SEMO men's basketball team currently tied for first place in the conference with a record of 13-5. They're tied with Tennessee State and Morehead State. And this Thursday at 7:30 p.m., they take on Tennessee State for that tiebreaker in the conference. This is going to be one of the biggest tests for the Redhawks this season and possibly game of the year in the OVC. Last matchup between these two teams was a high-scoring battle. SEMO taking the W 91-82, and it was a guard-dominant victory for the Redhawks, with junior guards BJ Ward, Marquise Bell, and Luke Almodovar being the top scorers for the Redhawks. The reason I bring up this game is because this is basically the battle for at least a share of the OVC regular season championship. SEMO will stay home and play Tennessee Tech their next outing, which is this Saturday. That is going to be a game that the Redhawks are favored in. And then Tennessee State has to travel to UT Martin to play against the Skyhawks, who were in first place for the majority of the season in the OVC. And then Morehead State also has to go on the road for their last regular season game of the year to Little Rock, who just recently took down UT Martin and SEMO with a tough game as well.
Guys, I'm getting a call real quick. I gotta go. I gotta get to the court right now.
Well, guys, Kyler is going to go on the scene to the SEMO men's basketball game this Saturday against Tennessee Tech. We'll send it out to Kyler.
Hawks Nest, welcome in with the player of the game here on senior night. Troy Cole, 14 points, a charge taken. Senior night, player of the game. What's it mean for you tonight in Hawk Stadium on your last home game here at SEMO?
I want to give glory to God. Without him, I wouldn't be able to play the sport I'm playing now. I'm just thankful for the opportunity to be able to play at such a high level. It was amazing seeing all the fans, and then my mom and grandma up there came to see me play, so it gave me like more of a good feeling to come out here and ball even harder.
I like it. All right, Hawks Nest, thank you. Tryston, back to you.
I very quickly want to take a look at the potential OVC bracket as it stands with the seeding right now. SEMO will be the first seed in the tournament, that followed by Tennessee State, Morehead State, and UT Martin. If all these games went to plan, your final four is going to be those teams in that order. SEMO taking on UT Martin in the final four of the OVC tournament. SEMO has already played them twice and has defeated them both times. If SEMO were to win the OVC tournament, you're looking at an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament, playing against a 16 seed in Howard. That's going to be a play-in game, and the winner of that game is going to go against the Duke Blue Devils overall seed, according to CBS Sports. So, huge opportunity for the Redhawks. While this is a possible scenario, there is still lots of basketball to be played before the Redhawks end up dancing in March. Speaking of dancing, the SEMO Gymhawks had me dancing with their past three performances. 3 wins in a row for the SEMO gymnastics team. Molly, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Tryston. First off, if you want to hear more about the Gymhawks' latest meets, go to southeastarrow.com and check out the stories by Alyssa Repke and Tim Meyer. Let's get to the updates. Starting off, I wanted to mention the Gymhawks' sweeping victory at Alumni Weekend, where they beat Bowling Green, Simpson College, and Fisk on February 6th. But the meet I really want to highlight first is a Valentine's Day matchup from February 14th, where not exactly love, but rather competition was in the air. First off, SEMO Gymnastics defeated Midwest Independent Conference, or MIC, competitor Illinois State with a score of 194.50. Our highest scoring gymnast overall that day was junior Leah Parton with a score of 9.875 on the balance beam. Even though they were playing at home, Illinois State scored 192.475 overall. Not bad, but not as good as our Gymhawks. As usual, let's talk about vault first. Senior Taylor Engel took first place on vault, scoring 9.850. And if you remember from last week, Engel has an amazing story that we've covered in our last episode, if you want to go check that out while you're here. Then the Gymhawks got stuck in a 4-way tie for second place with SEMO junior Jaden Kosuth and sophomore Jocelyn Hernandez, and 2 sophomores from Illinois State, all scoring 9.750. Next, we'll head over to uneven bars. Now, uneven bars were the Red Hawks' lowest scoring event of the night, but it was also the only rotation in which Illinois State earned a higher score, so overall the gymhawks still dominated. SEMO earned 47.650 on uneven bars, compared to Illinois State's 48.300. One gymhawk still took the podium, with senior Kaylin Hamilton scoring 9.675 and tying for second with 2 Illinois State gymnasts. What a great way to celebrate Valentine's Day for the gymhawks. Then, a few days after the lovely Valentine's Day matchup, the gymhawks snagged their 3rd victory in a row at the Northern Illinois Tri-Meet last Friday, February 20th in DeKalb, Illinois, earning a team score of 193.900 and beating Northern Illinois in Wilberforce at the NIU Convocation Center. More amazing victories from the gymhawks, and as I often say at the end of the day, I just hope everybody had fun. Now looking ahead, the gymhawks' next meet will take place on February 27th at Houck Fieldhouse against Long Island, so stay tuned for that. Back to you, Tryston.
Yeah, excellent story, Molly. Taylor Engel absolutely tearing it up for the gymhawks right now with 3 wins in a row. The team that's looking to get back on track is our SEMO baseball team, currently sitting at 3-6. They have a tough series against Miami, Ohio coming up. What do you got for us, Kyler?
Thank you, Tryston. Great intro for that. Absolutely true. SEMO currently playing Miami of Ohio, one of their difficult series that they have to start the year. For SEMO baseball, they start the year playing all out-of-conference teams before finally playing the OVC opponents. They won't play an OVC team until March. So for the January and February part of the baseball season, they're playing all out-of-conference games. Right now, as Tryston said, SEMO baseball is 3-6, but they started the year off at 500. They were 2-2. Started the year off against Illinois State. They went down 0-2 the first 2 games against Illinois State. They lost 6-7 in their second game against them and 12-1 in their first game. But in the third game, SEMO came back and won 10-1. So they won 1 game against Illinois State. Then SLU traveled down to Cape Girardeau to play SEMO, an Atlantic 10 conference team. That's a conference SLU is in. So a bigger conference in the OVC. But SEMO took down SLU by a score of 11-3. SEMO starter Andrew Carroll, who's a transfer from Kirkwood Community College, a community college out there in Iowa, got the win for SEMO. Now, for SLU, they only had 3 runs in the game. SEMO pretty much dominated, I could say, but SLU had to get those 3 runs somehow. 2 home runs. Their catcher, Matt Deutsch, had one of those home runs, and their starting first baseman had a home run. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys the name of that starting first baseman yet because I have some trivia for our viewers and some trivia for our panel, Tryston and Molly. Now, this does have to do with our SLU starting first baseman, so just keep that in mind. But I got a question for you regarding the MLB, the all-time leader in single-season home runs. That is my question. So what I mean by that is who has hit the most home runs in MLB history in a single season? Barry Bonds is in first place with 73 home runs. Sammy Sosa is in third place. My question to you guys and to you guys is who is in second place in the MLB all-time for single-season home runs? Molly, we'll go to you first.
I think it's got to be Tryston Duby.
Unfortunately, that is not the correct answer, although a good answer, a good guess. Tryston, what do you think?
I'm not the most MLB intuitive guy, but last year, I saw a whole lot of stuff about Aaron Judge. That's going to be my pick.
Okay. Aaron Judge, a current MLB player. It's a great guess. It's incorrect. For anybody at home guessing, for you guys, the answer is Mark McGwire, a former St. Louis Cardinal. Mark McGwire, the second most home runs all time in a single season. His son, Max McGwire, is the starting first baseman for the SLU baseball team. He hit a home run in their game against SEMO at Capitol Hall Field. He launched a ball to deep left field, but it wasn't enough for SLU as SEMO won 11-3. SEMO scored 11 runs. They had to hit some home runs themselves. They're starting DH this year, Joe Hall, who is starting the season leading the team in average. He's averaging 429, a 429 batting average. It's only through 9 games. It's a small sample size, but nonetheless, the kid's a stud. He had a home run. Their starting catcher, Moises Rosario, also had a home run. And this team's RBI leader, Cal Sullivan, he did not have a home run in this game, but man, has he had a heck of a season. Cal Sullivan, the D2, the Division II JUCO Player of the Year last year. Got looks from SEMO, committed to SEMO, now leading SEMO in RBIs this year. It's been a good season for SEMO to start, but they're going to have a better latter half of the season. Their first streamed game, streaming live on ESPN Plus, will be on March 10th when they take on the Missouri State Bears. So that's when you can start watching SEMO baseball, or you can listen on the SEMO ESPN or 93.9 Mike FM radio app. Eric Shawn broadcasts the game for SEMO, but ESPN Plus streaming starts on March 10th.
Thank you so much, Kyler. Excellent story. I should have guessed Mark McGuire. You know, man, he didn't even come to mind. You mentioned St. Louis. I don't know what I was thinking. But like you were saying, that 3-6 record, not really indicative of how good this Red Hawks team really is because of the competition they're going up against. That 429 batting average looking even better with all the pitching they're going up against and that talent. So the Red Hawks have a real shot to be a great team in the OVC this year. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for today. Be sure to follow us on social media at Southeast Arrow and at On Target Arrow. And press subscribe button down below. Signing off, I'm Tryston.
I'm Kyler.
And I'm Molly.
Have a great day, guys.